Hey guys, and welcome to reading. Today we are going into Module 1, Lesson 21. It's Shark Attack, Chapter 3, and this chapter is called Sharks and Safety. As we go into this, I do have a document for you to look at. This is between Chapters 2 and 3. They gave us some shark facts. Here's the deadliest sharks. You can zoom in on this if you'd like. I scanned it today. And you can take a look at the shark facts for great whites, hammerheads, tiger sharks, and bull sharks. So you can get some ideas of what they are and their size. Then you can also see the pictures of them. So check them out, read about them, and those are some facts about some of the sharks that we've been covering. So then we are going into Module 1, Lesson 21, and it's Day 1. So today is a new read, and whenever we have new reads, we do the same activity. And the activity that we are doing today is we are going to be focusing on looking at what you notice, what you wonder, what's surprising, and new words. So as we go through this project today or process today, I'm going to be reading pages 28 to 35. As I read these pages to you, I'm expecting that you are annotating. Annotating means to take notes. So annotate, take notes in the chart below. If you'd like to follow along or read on your own or listen to the woman read on that digital read aloud, you can click on this digital read aloud and read it from there. Man, my tongue got twisted. So I'm going to be starting to read pages 28 to 35. Think about words you don't know, something you notice, something you wonder, and something surprising. At the end, you need to list 3 things that you found new, something you learned from the story. So I'm going to do, I do want to say that I'm only expecting that you do 2 of each box when you're working independently, or 2 of these questions, or 2 of these, not questions, but 2 of these things you learned. Sorry. If we're in class and we do more, you can always add to it. You could always have more than 2. If you wanted to make 7, just keep on going. It's really up to you, but 2 is the requirement to get a decent grade. So let's get started. I'm going to read the book. You're going to fill out the annotations or the notes as you go. I'm going to share my camera. And as you can see, the page that we were looking at just a minute ago is pages 26 and 27, which is right before this chapter. And it just gives some facts about some of those sharks that they had discussed within the text in chapter 2. So here we go. Sharks and Safety is the name of this chapter. People have tried many ways to protect themselves from shark attacks as they explore the shark's watery world. One of the most popular methods of protecting swimmers is to simply build a fence, or a shark net, in the water. These shark nets are used off many popular Australian and South African beaches. But the nets cost a lot of money to build and often need repair. Electrical beach barriers are also being tested since sharks won't swim through strong electric currents. So one of the things that they talked about was the shark net. So they have these buoys with anchors set up, and those buoys have a rope that goes across with a net that goes all the way down to the floor of that area. And it allows water to pass through, but it does not allow sharks to swim through. The second thing that they were talking about is this shark net that is an electrical beach barrier. The beach barrier would be like the idea of, it looks, so this is like the net here, they're showing you both views, but you want to imagine that they used some type of metal for this, and they sent a small current of electricity through. Not enough to, like, if you touched it, you would like be like, not like that, but enough for it to be like uncomfortable to the touch. And sharks, as we read in the past chapters, they have electroreceptors, and they can sense electromagnetic fields. And with that, if there was an electrical fence in the area, they would most likely avoid that area. And that's what they're kind of going for there. So they're testing those out still. A big problem with shark nets is that they trap and kill all cut types of sharks, as well as other creatures like dolphins. So that would be like the major problem with having a net is the net could easily catch the shark and get it trapped with its different fins getting trapped in the net pockets. So here's a pamphlet type thing, and it says how to avoid a shark attack. First, never swim by yourself. Second, don't swim if you have a cut. Sharks can smell blood a mile away. Don't swim at dusk, as this is the time when sharks are likely to be feeding. Don't urinate in the ocean. So, like, don't go potty in the ocean. Sharks are attracted to the smell. How many of you are guilty? Get out of the water if a shark is seen in the ocean. Danger! Sharks in Botany Bay. So this would be a sign in Rockdale, and it's telling us to be careful because there might be sharks in the area. People who are victims of shipwrecks or plane crashes at sea are often at risk of being attacked by a shark because they are so far from land. One invention to protect people floating in the sea is the shark screen bag. It is like a large plastic bag which is closed at the bottom and has floats at the top. When not in use, it is small enough to be folded up and tucked into a pocket. But when inflated, the bag hides the person's shape, movement, smells, and sounds from passing sharks, hopefully keeping the person safe until help arrives. So in this case, they're trying to make it so that if you were in a shipwreck and you were stuck out in the ocean and you were just floating there by yourself, you could fit this net or this bag into your pocket. And then when you needed it, you could blow up these floats and then you could lay in it and you would be able to keep your smell, and you would be able to keep if you went to the potty. You would be able to keep if you got cut. All that would be trapped inside the bag so the shark would not smell it. Also, it would keep you from looking like a seal swimming on top of the surface. So with that, we can see that there is a chance that this would be helpful to not getting into an attack from a shark. Many people have tried to invent a chemical shark repellent. During World War II, many soldiers were killed by sharks when their ships sank. The army tried to make a repellent made of chemicals and dye. It was meant to repel sharks and hide the person from the shark. But it didn't work because it melted too quickly. One of the latest ideas is to try to copy the poison made by a fish called the Moses sole. If caught by a shark, the fish squirts out poison. Sharks hate the taste so much they spit the fish out. A Moses sole swims very slowly and protects itself with poison. Divers who dive for sport or to study and film underwater life often come face to face with dangerous sharks. Some carry spear guns or bang sticks that fire a small explosive charge that can kill a shark. But for those who want to study sharks, killing them is not the answer. A bang stick is more effective than a spear gun against a large shark. So, like they said, a bang stick, it's like a gun, but it's on a stick. And when you poke at something, it would set off a charge from like a gunshot type charge. Valerie and Ron Taylor developed a new idea. These Australian filmmakers are well known for their underwater photography, but it is dangerous work. Valerie has the shark bites to prove it. On one dive trip, the Taylors noticed a crew member wearing some stainless steel mesh gloves to protect his hands while cleaning fish. This gave them an idea. Why not make a whole dive suit out of the chainmail to protect divers from sharks, like the chainmail suits worn by knights? They made a suit out of 400,000 tiny stainless steel rings. But to test the suit, someone had to wear it in the water. Someone had to make the shark bite. Can you imagine being the test subject of that? You have to go in the water and say, all right, I'm going to get myself bit today by a shark. That sounds insane. Don't call me for that one. The Taylors carried out a test dive off the coast of California. Raw chunks of fish were dumped into the water to attract sharks. Valerie Taylor zipped up the chainmail suit over her regular dive suit and then dived into the water among the raw chunks of fish. This is Valerie in her chainmail suit. Soon, several sharks darted in. Valerie waved a bleeding fish close to her body, baiting the sharks to bite. Suddenly, a shark chomped down on Valerie's arm. She was startled, but she wasn't hurt. The shark bit her again and again all over her body. It was frightening, but the shark's teeth couldn't get through the mesh. The suit had worked. I mean, that sounds insane. You're the test subject for a shark biting you, and you have to get it to bite you over and over again. I feel like that would be the end of my diving days. But I guess if she feels like she survived it and she did well, maybe she's feeling even more safe now and she wants to dive more. So that's a tough one. I don't know. But it wasn't all so easy. At one point, a shark pulled off one of Valerie's gloves and bit her thumb. Valerie managed to fight off the shark and get away to safety. The suit needed small improvements, but thanks to Valerie's bravery, the first practical shark suit had been invented. Here's a diver protected from a shark attack by his chainmail suit. Pretty crazy. And that's page 35, guys. So that's the end of that chapter. There's going to be an informational page after that, but we will cover this tomorrow. And it's why we need sharks. Now let's go into our document and talk about some of the new words, surprising facts, something you notice, and something you're wondering. So hopefully you thought of some words you didn't know. I'm going to say that you should put in there chainmail, because for most of us, this is a new topic, whoa, that's really large. This is a new topic, and with that, this is something that we're not used to. So chainmail might be something you're not familiar with. So it was spelled chainmail. And with that, you can put that into yours and then think of another word you didn't know. If you can't think of one, go into the digital read aloud so you can see the book and find a word, or go back into my video to find a word while I'm reading. Something you noticed, you should have 2 things written here, things that you noticed. Things you're wondering, at least 2 things here. Questions included, so these are like things you're wondering about. And then 2 things that you thought were surprising, like Valerie testing the suit out by getting bit by sharks. I think that's surprising. I also think that's crazy. Moving down, list 3 things you learned from this chapter. So at least 2 things I'm going to require. So in this video, if your family is like, hey, you only did 2, I'm asking only for 1, 2. This is extra. Don't need it. So up to you. So that's our lesson for today. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about another document that I have here, just so you can prepare your mind for it. And it's using details from the story to describe what's happening. So we have facts, definitions, and details. We're going to be going back to the chainmail diving suit, and we want to talk about the facts, the definition and details about the chainmail diving suit, and we're going to put those into a paragraph tomorrow. So be prepared for that. I look forward to conversing with you guys about it, and I hope that this was very helpful to you today. If you have any questions, don't forget to hit me up on Go Guardian or in our Zoom calls. I'll talk to you later. Palm